you remember Happy Wheels, then you might be the one of the YouTube generation of the beginning of like 7-8 years ago, where all the big YouTubers were the people who played Happy Wheels. Now all the big YouTubers are the ones, flexing cars and recording weird stuff. But anyway, I digress. This is Guts and Glory, and the reason why I mention Happy Wheels is it's very much Happy Wheels 3D. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not necessarily a good thing. It is by published by Tiny Build, and basically, if you don't know what Happy Wheels is, one of the things that made people love it so much was how ridiculously gory it was for being such a sort of cartoon friendly looking game. Essentially, in Guts and Glory, you take on a bunch of challenges or levels, and you've got to hit certain checkpoints and reach the goal. But it's not as simple as that, because there are mines on the ground, there's arrows being shot, there's cannonballs, there's bombs, there's arrows, there's so many things coming at you. And all of it is physics based, and that physics based action is what makes the crux of the fun, because even if you play it the same way, the way the physics can react to it, you can change from level to level. And it also depends on the character you play as. You can be on a dirt bike or a regular bike, or you can be on a bike with a weird little trolley thing in the back with your wife in it, or your kids on the back of your push bike. Or there's a lot of different ways that just add a bit more fun and opportunity for ridiculousness in terms of a physics based system, I guess. And to be fair, there is some fun and funny moments that I had playing this game. I played this on Xbox One, actually on an Xbox One X, and the reason why I say it was an X is because the performance in Guts and Glory on Xbox is not really good at all. Like, every time you restart the level or challenge, it chugs and jumps and it's definitely single digit frames for a couple of seconds. And then when you get into it, when things start to kick off, like when mines start to go off, or especially when your body gets hit by a mine, the game freezes for a minute or for a moment or two, and it's very jarring, and it's surprising given, I guess, how the game looks and the power that's kind of being utilized. It's not actually being utilized, so it's not a very well optimized game. And even though the physics is sort of the core selling point, sort of, you never know how ridiculous things will get, and things could glitch out and go crazy, and it's not funny. It's not as enjoyable as I think it should be, or it could have been. It just sometimes gets a bit frustrating. Like, some of the classes or characters you pick as can just become such a hindrance, and it just stops it being fun. And that's sort of what happened. It just, some levels have a good variety of characters to choose between, others don't. And sometimes just the mix of the level and the challenges thrown at you, and the way the physics work, there's a lot of glitches. Like, your character will all of a sudden just die and go flying across the map for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And as fun as that is, imagine it being your 15th or 20th run with the physics screwed up and you accidentally died, or you were learning the level. That's fair enough. For trial and error, that's definitely one of the key components of this game. But then you finally reach a point you haven't reached before, and then all of a sudden your character falls over or sort of goes flying across the map into a wall for no reason. And then you got to go back and start from the last main checkpoint that you hit, and it can be just frustrating. And I don't know, this game had a few minutes of fun, but I definitely walked away fairly quickly not being that impressed by it. And it's unusual because I've said it in previous videos, I've said it plenty of places, that Tiny Build kind of can't do any wrong, where here I think this is definitely not one of their better games, and it's not one I can recommend.